Hey, can you guys hear me? Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, so I've got so many good show packed for you today. I couldn't make it online yesterday. I think I had a lot to get to, and I felt like it would be important for me to kind of focus on that and possibly just do a catch up today and talk about the news and everything happening. So there's no more time to waste. It's what's the time now? 9:47 p.m. EST here. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. There's so many things to talk about. I did see what happened with respect to Tinubu. He met with Buhari's block of the party. If you recall that Buhari was formerly in CPC before they merged with ACN to become APC. So those block of Buharists, they came to Asorok yesterday, and I think they did have a good time. I saw that one. What else? Yeah, the usual drama. Daniel Bwala with went on Arise TV and I think he said that Lagos is no man's land when he was trying to defend the allocation of projects to Lagos. We're going to look at that also. He later came out to apologize. We're going to look at that. Abike Dabiri is in the news also. Anyway, she's not always shying away from drama. So that also. So we have so much packed today, and I think we should just start with it. We're going to start with what happens with okay, yeah, let me just go pause that one. So this is the full speech that Tinubu had yesterday when he met with the CPC block of the party. Buhari, uh, Buhari, where his late Buhari had this die-hard fan, which I'm making some proposition that those fans will be moving on to Kwakwaso. I don't know how that would work, but I don't see those block or votes, being loyal to Atiku or even El-Rufai. I think it's more likely that those Buharists will now favor Kwakwaso, but then at the same time, I think there's still a soft spot for Buhari being the man that helped. Sorry, a soft spot for Tinubu being a man that helped Buhari get to Aso Rock. Now you could judge if that was a good move or not. You could judge, Buhari's record on his own merit, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to come and play the full video of what happened, and then I'm gonna react. So let's go.
Sisters and brothers, it is an emotional day for me today. Let me first of all apologize to all of you for coming late. That is the difference between Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
No two persons can be the same. It will be here dead on time. To all of you, from Aminu Masari here, Your Excellencies, Danko Hanmakura, the only governor we had then.
I mean, talking about CPC.
To see more Diko Raja, to see my son from Niger, and to see Kevin. And we have our speaker. And our elder statesman, our brother, Suleiman, and others. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Now, you brought back the memory of the beginning of the alliance. When we sat down, hashing out which way we disagree to agree. To all of you, I just say thank you. It's a sweet memory. for you to pull yourself together to be here and just follow up on things we've been doing. Don't worry about the threats. When I see people like you, my determination is to work harder. Yes, still together for what we believe, a progressive government that we always build on the legacies of Muhammadu Buhari. And what I can promise you is what I'm doing. Hard work, hard thinking, consulting of you. First of all, cure the economy, bring hope to the people. That is what we stood for. And that is hope is here. It's here. Thank you for believing in me. The economy is stabilized. Nobody is trading piece of paper for exchange rate anymore. When I took over, 1.9 is 1.35, 1.45 now. It's been stabilizing there. People can predict. You don't have to know a Cardozo before you get your foreign exchange, you get your imports. What we need now is building the ship, the vessels, for export and import of our goods and create jobs for the people. There's a guarantee there. I know many of you had to suffer the initial abuse and the fear. Where are we going? We know the direction that we should go. We are going up. No, those who may not know will not know. Today I'm standing before you, I can brag that Nigeria is not borrowing a dime from local bank. The revenue, we have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning. Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for agricultural mechanization and have trainings and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food security. You remove hunger from poverty, you have defeated poverty. all I can promise you is where we started and where we're going. And your children's education, the path to Nigerian recovery, we are on it. Go home, be assured. Don't let anybody threaten you or for any uncertainty. We are certain we are going to succeed.
Huh?
That's what we believe in. The honesty in Buhari, what we inherited from him, is total commitment. To justice, transparency, and success. That's all. And you won't have anything less than that. You will have joy at the end of this journey. And we will jointly put dime, nickel, kobo, toro together. We will build a Buhari house. That house will be a house of joy and prosperity. I thank you very, very much. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, so that's it. Yeah. Oh, this is. Okay. Yeah, so
Thank
that's
you
it.
very much, Your
Yeah, you've
Excellency.
seen that, you've heard that.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Just two quick announcements.
Okay.
First of all, at this point, we are going to have the family photograph. And considering the number of people.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I think it was, yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, he got there late, but then what I learned from this delivery was that he kind of gave them some sense of belonging. That, you know what, this party is not just for the Agbadorians, for the Tinubu guys, right? This party is for everybody. This party is for them also. He can never forget what he's done. Now, can you contrast that to what El-Rufai said about Buhari a few weeks ago when he said, when they asked him that, you know what, you brought Buhari to power, you joined those that brought Buhari to power, and now you brought Tinubu to power, and people are not happy. And then it was like, yeah, because both of them are failures. And then now he's living his life to bring successful people to the office. And people are like, how do we trust you? A good thing there were two things he mentioned. Number one is Buhari's punctuality, you know, and then number two is Buhari's sense of integrity. Now, there are 1,001 things you can say about Buhari's performance in terms of if it was good or bad. You know, you could have always, you know, want to say that. But again, I think Tinubu is someone that gives grace, because we all know that Buhari's performance at some point wasn't as expected. I think that was a lag on APC's brand, especially towards Tinubu's election. I mean, that's just the truth. But as Tinubu came in again to let people know that, you know what, well, we've got to do what we've got to do and all of that. Yeah, some of these people want the president to fail by complaining that he appointed these people in the financial position of the economy. The president knows that knows what he wants and how to go about it. They want him to retain Amina as Minister of Finance and Emefiele to continue as CBN governor so that Tinubu can fail woefully in the economy. Those people criticizing him today will later praise his brave decision. Whoever thought that he would have retained Emefiele as CBN governor is joking. Emefiele was one of the major calamities and also one of the pain points of Buhari's government. And I don't blame him. I blame Buhari for this. Because how on earth would you have allowed an hangover from a Jonathan's regime or presidency? What are we talking about? Everybody knew then. I mean, it was because of this guy. This guy got into power, into becoming a CBN governor because Sanusi was sacked. Why was Sanusi sacked? Sanusi said there was a massive fraud in the system. So they took Sanusi out, brought someone that would allow them to pilfer the monies and, you know, just drain the reserves. So of course he wouldn't have put an Emefiele in there. Not even all the saga that Emefiele, you know, went through with respect to him trying to contest for presidency, with respect to the new Naira note, just few days to Buhari leaving the presidency. Yeah. So this person made a very good point. He says the people are not feeling the impact. Any a country economy that is doing well, the ordinary man on the street shall feel it. Why do people want to relocate to USA, Canada, and UK? Because the economy is good. Trust me, if our economy is good, people want to relocate to Nigeria. Again, I'm telling you that you cannot just expect the economy to be good after decades of mismanagement, decades of fraud, decades of draining the reserves. You've got to understand the direction. And yesterday I was just going through the stock market numbers, and I'm saying the stock market is saying something different, that things are actually turning and changing for the better. So when will the common man feel it? Okay, number one, the common man will start feeling it when you have all of the states try to raise minimum wage. Now, I'm not a minimum wage fanatic person, okay? Because I believe that people should be able to move higher up in the economic chain without just depending on one minimum wage. Demand and supply should be it. But again, at the same time, I understand how the system works. And we've seen states coming up. I think Imo State just gave, I think almost, was it 100K and 500K for doctors? So after a while, you start seeing that, you know, shaping up. So now you want to feel the impact. It's going to be very, very, very crazy, you know, because number one, you've got infrastructure deficit, you've got energy deficit, you've got policy issues, a lot of problems. Like for the past 40 years, we've not even seen any major leader in the country do some major decisive reforms. I'm not talking about bringing telephone to the common man. I mean, that good as it were, that was not a major reforms. If you talk about PENCOM, Pension Act, yeah, that's a good reform from Obasanjo. But then at the end of the day, Obasanjo did not even try when it comes to having an holistic reform of the economy. So I kind of understand what this guy is saying. Yeah, when would they start feeling the impact? I think they should start feeling the impact right about this time. Things are getting to be stabilized as the government increased the minimum wage. So also people dealing with goods and services, they've already increased, you know, their prices. So if you're doing business, I think it should be good. The only thing is that if you're on a fixed salary, then you might actually want to, you know, pot to a job that will cover you and give you a living wage. But for now, I think things should be getting better. This man sabi waiting him they do. Baba Tribusa for you, sir. Anything for the boys? Can we wait to tap from the regional farming mechanization? Yeah, he made mention of the regional farming stuff, and I think that's a very good one. I believe and I expect that if we can focus more on agriculture, look at what agriculture did in those years with the cocoa house, with the even Obafemi Awolowo University was built based on all of those farming, you know, revenue. So again, I think that's a good one. I just also want to emphasize that I know that it's a lot to do, it's a lot to reform, but then I think there's a need to also put some level of urgency into all of these. And that's the only thing I would say is my own part. Let there be a high level of urgency in all of these things. Like we need all these things to be happening like since yesterday. But again, it is what it is. So yeah, that was the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Let me see. I think this is the same stuff. Like, what was this? Any country that lack focus will fall behind. Good luck, Jonathan. Well, that's good luck, Jonathan himself, but it is well. Now he also said Nigeria is not borrowing a dime. Well, from the local economy, but that doesn't mean that we don't have external loan. Currently. Before I go on, let me see. I think I should also watch this video. Nigeria will no longer tolerate your impunity. Tinubu has no regard for democracy. I think I should also watch this one. Come over to APC and have peace. Let me see if I can also talk on this one. But for now, that's that with Tinubu and CPC. Let me see the vibes that people are having. What's this one? Today marked a historical moment, and I, alongside other good members of the defunct CPC, met with our president to reaffirm our unconditional support for his leadership and renewed hope agenda. Yeah, this is a good opportunity for the CPC, bloc also to kind of, get themselves back, into the picture. And yeah, let me just listen to this.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Governor of Progressive Governors Forum, the Chairman, my dear brother, the Governors of Katsina, Kebbi, and Niger, our former Governor of Katsina and Nasarawa states, the Secretary to the Government of Federation, the Chief of Staff, honorable ministers, honorable members of the National Assembly, board president and former, members of the leadership of CPC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. Indeed, today is a day of history. The very first day that the former members of CPC gathered a large number to visit our president, to show support and to show appreciation for what he has been doing. I want to seize this opportunity, Mr. President, to assure you of the unconditional support of all former CPC members.
Wow, that's a big one. That's a big one. Wow, that's a big one.
I'm sure from the caliber of people you see here, you'll be convinced that all those saying that CPC is broken, CPC is nowadays administration is just a lie.
Mm-hmm.
More than 90% of those who were active during the time of CPC are represented here.
Wow, that's massive.
I would like to seize this opportunity as well to appreciate you and thank you immensely, Your Excellency, for the support you have given to our late former president, who attempted to be president several times, but God did not answer his prayer until when you came into the picture in 2010 to offer a hand of partnership to him, a partnership that resulted in actualizing the dream of every CPC member. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for the role you played in 2010, and thank you for all the support you gave our former leader. We will truly not forget that support you have given, which today every CPC member is proud that even though when we fielded him under CPC, he couldn't win, but with the combined effort of your humble self and him and other party members, we were able to realize that dream of making him our president.
Oh.
Mr. President, we also want to thank you for the unprecedented support you have given to the members of the late president during his demise. It was unprecedented in the history of Nigeria for any former president to be accorded such kind of respect. The time you took, the people he sent to go all the way to United Kingdom to give their last respect and bring the cause back to Katsina, and the number of times that you and the First Lady made both to Katsina and Kaduna to pay your last ride is truly commendable, Your Excellency. We appreciate all that you did. May Almighty God reward you, and you should know that we are together with you today. We will be with you tomorrow, and will be with you forever. Your Excellency, I want to, on behalf of the whole entire former CPC members, inform you and assure you that the CPC families in every state, we have all resolved that we will go back home and create former CPC members for Asuwaju in all our states.
Wow.
And that movement will also be cascaded down to local governments in all our states and to all wards and to all polling units, so that we will continue to gather support.
Yeah, because they see all this clamor, they see all this noise, they see all this, stuff, and I'm like, the North has abandoned Tinubu and all of those. I don't know, but again, who are those that are influencing other people? It's not just about what you say on social media, it's about the ground politics. What is happening, on that ground level? So again, this is him saying that, you know what? Yeah, we're solidly behind you. And if you could get 90% of CPC members, bro, that's a very, very big one. That's a very, very big one. I won't lie to you. 90% of CPC still behind Asuwaju, then again, I mean, that's great. And again, these are real, members. Of course, they've lost people like ELRUFAI. They've lost some other major CPC guys. I don't think Pastor Tunde Bakare is still, in vogue with, Bola Tinubu. But again, I'm saying that 90%, not bad.
For you, for your government, your administration, and for 2027, inshallah, CPC members will be at the forefront of your support and ensuring that you come back to continue with the good work you are doing to this country. Finally, Your Excellency, on behalf of all members of CPC and the whole entire families of the late former president, we also want to appreciate you for the kind of representation and the kind of respect you are given to members of CPC in this government. This is the very first time, Your Excellency, that we have 3 governors, current, that are serving under this administration that were of CPC extraction. Okay,
again, that would silence all those that they're saying that, you know what, all the appointment is going to Lagos. Of course, a lot of appointment is going to Lagos. I won't deny that. Those were the people that were close to, to Tinubu, in his political journey. So it's got that. Now, you could always judge if that's good or bad. But then, again, 3 major former governors in the CPC, they're in the government. So where it matters most, you could see that Tinubu is trying to be fair. But then again, he's also human. Okay, again, he's going to make some mistakes. I wouldn't doubt that. But for you to just say that he's stylishly, getting back at the North, this is a Tinubu that throughout Buhari's presidency was technically sidelined from the executive. He still held, the party structure, but in a way, even that, they also fought him vehemently for that. So again, you just have to put things in perspective. It's not a matter of what just people come out to say. These are CPC, original CPC guys. And they're saying that, you know what, there's a lot of CPC members in the administration.
Even during the active days of CPC, we were only having one, the former governor of Nasarawa State. But to God be the glory. Today we have 3 governors. We have so many ministers, so many members of the House of Representatives, so many chief executives who are in this government. And we believe that a lot of them, or most of them, were able to make their dream possible because of your support to them and to the former CPC. God bless you, Your Excellency. May God continue to protect you. May God continue to be your pillar of strength. We are together and will continue to support you. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to come and share our thoughts and views with you. May Almighty continue to preserve you. May you live long to actualize all the good plans you have for this for our country. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. God bless former CPC members. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
And it was a good thing that before Buhari died, he came out to say that, you know what, I still believe in Ashwaju, because there was that noise from ELRUFAI. It's unfortunate that ELRUFAI, just had this bad blood between himself and Tinubu, but it is what it is. I mean, not everybody will stay. 20 friends can play for 20 years. Some will be defiant, is that the right word? And some will just have to, just leave. But again, I think the whole consolidation is just huge. It's huge. What more can I say? Anyways, that's it. Let me see what people's reaction. Okay. People say rallies behind Tinubu, we're with you forever. Like a whole the defunct CPC has united under one banner of loyalty. It was needed at this time. When you have all this noise, okay? We'll be at the forefront. And this guy, Tanko, assures lessons will be learned. Okay, that's not playing. Okay, yeah, that's that about that. That's that about that. Wow. Anyways. That's cool. Yeah, I've listened to this. Okay.
Mr. President.
Let's listen.
From the table there. I want to see how long they have come in the support of this great party. Some of them were founding members, some of them were members of the National Assembly, some of them were contestants and candidates for gubernatorial elections in 2011, and so on and so forth. I thank you, Mr. President, for granting this opportunity for them to say who they are. Mr. President, I would like to read my short speech. Mr. President, permit me, on behalf of the political family of our late leader and mentor, President Muhammadu Buhari, to express our profound gratitude, deep respect, and appreciation to you and the government and people of Nigeria over your kind gesture in honoring his passage. When our leader passed on, the nation grieved and mourned. At that moment of disillusionment, you became the symbol of consolation as you presided over the entire procedure for his passage. You did not only bury Muhammadu Buhari, but you honored him and ensured a befitting state burial with full military honors. Above all, your presence throughout the ceremony was comforting, as it was reassuring. You did not only pray for him, but wish him Allah's rahmah in Jannatul Firdaus. Mr. President, your gesture was a powerful statement of dignity, loyalty, and legacy. For that, Mr. President, we thank you from the depth of our hearts, just like his biological family expressed when they visited you shortly after his burial. We thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, you and President Muhammad Buhari shared more than a political alliance. You shared a vision of a Nigeria grounded in discipline, justice, economic sovereignty, and responsible governance. You are united by purpose and vision, not benefit. By a united Nigeria, not a political assemblage. Together, you conceptualized and built a foundation that makes the renewed hope agenda, which is a vision that is pragmatic, scientific, and rewarding. This is not just a slogan, but a blueprint for national restoration and prosperity. Mr. President, you've said this a number of times. This we assure you, we believe, and we will be, and that will be our focus and commitment to ensure the success of our party and your ultimate victory come 2027.
Okay.
To this end, Mr. President, we assure you of our full and unwavering support for you and your administration and our party, the APC, which remains our home, our platform, our pride, and our cause in order to sustain the gains and secure the future of this country.
Again, just putting this out there because it's not easy to build a political party. It's not. Yeah, especially when you're in a country like Nigeria where you have so many corrupt elements. And you have this one wanting to have his way, that one wanting to have his own way and all that. It's not easy to put all of these things together. And as you can see right now with what is happening with every other opposition party, ADC, LP, PDP, which one again? SDP. Because again, yeah, it's true. They might say, oh, the ruling party is trying to, sabotage them. But again, APC also had its own element of sabotage. Okay, so it's not easy, especially when you have to work with all these people that some of them don't even care whatever happens to the country. Saying, you've got to understand that it's not just easy. But again, I think for APC was not even expected to survive this long. Wasn't.
Mr. President, while commending you and your government for its efforts in promoting peace and development across the country, despite the challenges you met on ground, we call on you, Mr. President, not to relent in ensuring that every part of this country is secure.
Wow.
To sustain policies and reforms already in place that guarantee the continued economic well-being of all Nigerians.
Yeah, again, area of security, I'm still not happy with the state of things. I'm still not impressed with the progress that has been made. I know that the military men and women, they're doing a lot, even with the constraints that they do have, but I still don't think that, that's a really good plus for this government, and I hope that that is really tackled. There's no need to have mercy on these animals. You just want to get things sorted fast.
Your Excellency, we are with you in loyalty, in principle, and in purpose. May the Almighty God continue to grant you the strength, wisdom, and protection to lead this nation to the promised land. Mr. President, on behalf of all of us, we thank you for this opportunity of an audience with you, and we assure you that our commitment and loyalty to you and your government is irrevocable. On this note, we thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, yeah. So you've heard that, you've seen that, you've heard that. Oh, hey, you've seen that, you've heard that.
Thank you very much, the leader of the delegation and the former governor of Nasarawa State. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
if you have your mobile phones with you,
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, that's that about that. I'm gonna move on. Yeah. The future is orange. Yesterday I was glad to meet 4 people. Gali. Yesterday I was excited to meet 4 of our people in the CPC who eagerly came to join the ADC. They came along with the CPC coordinator for South. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything. They couldn't hold back their joy. I could tell you that the future is bright. God bless Nigeria, ADC coalition. Okay. Okay, yeah. I don't have anything to say about this, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah, moving on. Okay, that's that about that. That's that about CPC. Daniel Bwala. I think that's the name. Yeah, he committed a big blunder today. And I don't know why, at every point in time, every major person just wants to tell and want to say that Lagos is a no man's land. Okay. And this argument always, back and forth and all that. And he was trying to defend Tinubu. And the reason why he went there was to tell people that Lagos was actually a unique country. So this is what happened. Listen to the conversation.
Now, the Daily Trust, of course, had done the expose over the weekend where they relayed the 2.9 trillion that had been spent on projects in Lagos State. The presidency has responded and given an outline of what they're saying the equitable share of projects. However, this explanation removed Lagos State. It looked at the rest of the country, but still negated Lagos State, whereas the question was, why is Lagos State lopsided in comparison to other regions? So why are we not hitting the nail on the head here?
Let me tell you why Lagos State is different. Lagos State is a no man's land. In the last election, the president who comes from the southwest did not win Lagos. That tells you the cosmopolitan nature of Lagos State. Secondly, the richest man in Africa is a northerner. His business is not in Kano, it's in Lagos. Almost every rich man that you know in Nigeria has business undertaking in Lagos. And the Nigerian people are represented in Lagos. You go to Lagos, if not because probably majority of the people are Yoruba speaking, you will wonder whether Lagos indeed is from the southwest. London has
but
more.
Does this negate now?
So that was the statement that was made, and it was. I mean, I kind of get where he's coming from. I kind of get what he's trying to, to pass across, that Lagos should be treated differently because Lagos stands as the economic hub of Nigeria. Okay, that was his point. That was what he was trying to say. It stands as the economic hub of Nigeria, and you cannot just lump it with others. Look at the congestion in Lagos. Look at the pain of you walking in that city. Traffic jam, a lot of stuff. And again, we cannot hide our face and tell you that, you know what, Tinubu is actually from that side of the country. So again, there's also that bias. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's also that bias. He's been a governor in that state. And he understands also. And there's also been this push to make Lagos a state with a special status. I know Remi Tinubu fought for that when she was a senator, but I mean, it is just what it is. And I kind of get where, you know, things are coming. Like Lagos should be giving that. And that's fine. But so now this was what happened when he said that. So this person said, I've personally decided to stay out of Lagos issue for certain reasons. However, for the sake of posterity, I will lend my voice to set the record straight. Daniel Bwala's statement on Arise TV stating that Lagos is a no man's land is reckless, insensitive, and disrespectful to Yoruba people. It's ridiculous how low politicians will go to cover for themselves, lying to the people with a straight face. You won't exploit Yoruba land to please Nigeria. I know it won't happen. Lagos is not a no man's land. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but again, to be fair to Nane Bwala, I think it was just a statement in the nick of time. So this was what he said. Do not misinterpret what I said in my interview this morning. So he actually apologized and, you know, made a statement to to calm nerves, let me put it that way, or to rebut that statement. Don't interpret what I said in the interview tomorrow. Culturally, historically, and constitutionally, Lagos belongs to Yoruba people, and that has never been in contention. The unique identity of Lagos as a Yoruba homeland is settled and beyond dispute. Okay, fine. Now we agree. It's indeed a Yoruba land. Okay. What I emphasized was the special place Lagos occupies in Nigeria and indeed West Africa. Yeah, you could have actually said that without lumping all these innuendos or all this stuff into your statement. A city that, much like New York, Paris, London, I hope we can get there in terms of infrastructure to actually, you know, mimic this New York, Paris, or London that you've said. Serves a city much like New York, Paris, or London serves as the commercial nerve center of our economy. Lagos provides every Nigeria, regardless of origin, a level playing field to thrive, and in this sense, it mirrors the diversity of our nation, while remaining firmly rooted in the Yoruba heritage. Okay, so Lagos is a Yoruba land. We all agree. we all agree. It is what it is. Okay, so that being said, my argument was therefore, and justifiably so, for massive investment in infrastructure to sustain the economic and social responsibility Lagos has shouldered. Any president who truly seeks to succeed must critically support Lagos, not because it's a no man's land, but because it's the heartbeat of the nation's development. Okay, so fine. He already said what he said, and that's it. Yeah. So I think I'll just leave it at that. I don't think he was saying that to to spite Lagosians or the Yoruba people. I think he just said that in the nick of time, and I'm not gonna actually make a drama from that. But again, that's what it is. Let me. I just saw this. Northeast governor visit to President Bola Tinubu, speaking while moderating the session during the Northeast governor's visit. You have given the Northeast not just representation but substantive ministries that speaks directly to the issue bedeviling the region. Okay. Agriculture, transport, police affairs, health, foreign affairs, and even the new livestock development ministry. These are critical portfolios that touch on our people's daily life, from food security to security of lives and property. Beyond that, you also appointed a special advisor in my person, showing the seriousness of your administration. Oh, let me see.
To ask their excellency, and interestingly, your excellency, to suggest what you have for the Northeast. The intractable problem that we face in the Northeast range around food security, hunger and poverty because of the insurgency. We have the issue of healthcare. And you have not only paid attention to that, you in fact appointed ministers from that extraction in order to focus more on that. And we are seeing the result. It's just that time will not permit us to reel out some of the result of your passion towards the Northeast. You have given us ministers.
Too much of sucking up, right? Yeah, too much of sucking up.
That's who are doing very well in your government. And then lastly, you have also appointed a special advisor from that extraction, my humble self. So If it please Your Excellency, at this juncture, I will request your permission to ask Their Excellencies to step out so we can have a group photograph on this occasion of their visit, sir. Okay. And interestingly, Your Excellency.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the Northeast governor's visit to President. Again, let me see if there is any major stuff from here. I just want to know where Northeast stands when it comes to presidency, 2027 presidency, and yeah, what happens after that. Okay. So Zulum is the Borno State governor. I really like the guy, and that's the state where the vice president comes from. You know, that's the state where the vice president comes from. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, nothing much. Yeah, I'm gonna move forward. Okay, so that's not about that. I just feel that at the end of the day, I think the North, it's gonna be like, if Atiku runs, Tinubu runs, and maybe who else, Obi and Kwakwaso runs, I think it's still gonna be split across that. Atiku is gonna get some good sizable number of votes, but I think Tinubu might also be able to at least match whatever happened, whatever I got last time, and maybe even had some. That's just my own prediction. I don't know. I might be wrong, but again, that's my prediction to with respect to that. Let's see here. So the level of bigotry in our nation is just crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's becoming something really crazy, and I think it's getting to a crescendo where at some point, these might actually leave the online space, and you start to see the impact in real life. I'm telling you, because it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. The ethnic slurs, the infighting, the degradation of humans in the name of politics. And these actually, became much more, I would say, escalated after this last election. Just because Peter Obi didn't win. I'll put it at that. I mean, it got aggravated. And again, for all its worth, this is what I tell people. What goes around comes around. We don't know what happens tomorrow. Maybe someone like Peter Obi, or someone from Peter Obi's extraction, maybe not himself personally, is president tomorrow. What goes around comes around. And there have been instances where people have to go and delete their tweets or lock their accounts just because now they're faced with a different reality and they're suffering from their act in the past. I'm just going to say, for all government officials, wherever you are, you've got to be careful, especially when you're serving the people, no matter where they come from the east, from the south, from the north. You've got to be careful. Now, there was this tweet you can see. So this is from Wale S. Akerele, I guess is one of the supporters of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay? It says, "My sister, you're doing well. Allow those monkeys." Now again, it wasn't referring to anybody from any certain region. But we can always, read between the lines. We can always read between the lines. To continue to make unnecessary noise. Yeah, the noise may be too much, but again, I'll call them monkeys. Okay? They are born to be ungrateful people. Those animals tagging you, they are the children of gorilla history. They are the children of gorilla history, told us about them. Kudos to you, madam, at, Abike Dabiri. Now, where I made a mistake was tagging Voice of Igbos. See what my sister has maybe done or something. again, stuffs like this, you just let it slide. Because this guy can say all he wants. I'm not so sure who he is. But now, Abike Dabiri, who is a member in this government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who serves as, I think she's in charge of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, now came and put the laughing emoji. Again, I don't think that's right. You let it slide. Number one, even if he's not responding to someone from a particular extraction, there's some things that I believe is beneath the office and it's just a distraction. And of course, Twitter or X did not even, did not let it slide. Of course, Oseni will have to put his own there. Mr. I will report you to the governor. He says, this is wrong. People get reported this. Abike Dabiri, chairman of the Nigerians and Diaspora Commission, on Wednesday amplified a derogatory ex-post that referred to, well, it wasn't referring to Igbos. We could read within the line. You're the one coming to say it refers to Igbo. He never said Igbos there. So again, I mean, you don't need to say it referred to Igbos. Okay, now I'm being biased, right? But he didn't say that explicitly. Okay, so you don't need to put it there. As monkey, he never said Igbos are monkey.
Hi, this is Mark from Cataract.
Again, that's what I'm saying. He never said that. He never said that. Mrs. Abike Dabiri had earlier posted a video of a traffic girl she identified as Mercy, who was rescued from Libya on Monday. In reaction to Mrs. Dabiri's post, an ex-user, Wale Akere, posting via dislauded an icon bus for a walk while berating Igbos as monkeys, children of gorilla, and bastards. My sister, okay, I've read that and all of that. Has done Jati. In apparent approval, Mrs. reposted it with memes of laughter. Identified the message of Mrs. Dabiri's timeline. The post was viewed over 15,000 people, gathering more than 53 posts and all that. For laughing, you are saying, no. It's not a matter of for laughing. I think that's beneath our office. Again, yeah, Akere did not mention Igbo. So was it only the Igbo that condemned this on our previous post? Really, ELRUFAI, you're causing problems with your tweet here. What are you causing? You might not withstand it when it escalates. You will be here today preaching peace. Are you peaceful? No, with your character. So people came after Rufai. But again, I'm just saying that, yeah, he's the one, twisting the story. You've been crying since morning. Will you rest? Let's even look at the story of, and endorsed by a government official. Again, Abike Dabiri should have known better. This recent message on X, retweeted and endorsed by a government official, Mr. Abike Dabiri, very shameful and disgusting. She shouldn't have done that. Again, at the end of the day, right? Auntie Abike, pursue legal action to protect your... I'm sure this will be capable to take that job. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But again, I wouldn't what is the problem? But this is supposed to be a government official. Exactly. Laughing at an ethnic slur, denigrating an entire group of people as gorillas. Let's put aside the idiots on the timeline engaging bigotry Olympics. This is a government officials. Yeah, she shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have freaking done that. I mean, no matter what. She shouldn't have done that. But again, yeah, it's a cesspool. That's why for my own mental health and my own sanity, I just stay off, X. To actually grow an X, I know what you could do. You just have to go to the extreme. That's what it takes to grow an X nowadays. But does it worth it? Does it really worth it? I don't think so. Okay, again, that's that about that. Let me see this.
Third, we should invite you to, through you, thank the Rivers indigenes and residents who thronged out in their large numbers to vote for their candidates for the councillorship and chairmanship candidates. On the just concluded 30th August 2025, the crowd was massive, even though
I don't know, but is it just me? Like, why do you wear this kind of glasses? Does it have an eye problem? Does it really have an eye problem? Why is it having this dark glass in a covered place? Now, if he has issues with the eyes, maybe one of it is blind, then maybe I understand. But again, I don't know.
Some of you are here are saying that there was apathy. Well, maybe when you take me on that, we'll tell you why we think, why we know that you are wrong. So our people came out in their large numbers.
Okay.
Mr. President, thank the National Secretariat for believing in us and entrusting us with the assignment of delivering, making sure that APC delivers in Rivers State.
APC delivered. APC didn't deliver in Rivers State. WIKE is the one that delivered. Rivers State politics won't cease to amuse me. I still don't understand that state. I mean, this is more of a WIKE strong harming the old state to do his bidding. So that doesn't mean the fact that APC got won in this local stuff doesn't mean that APC is in charge of that state. It was just a flex from WIKE's own point of view to say, you know what, I'm still in charge here. I'm still in charge here. I give it to APC when I want. I take it back to PDP when I want. I mean, that's not really democracy. But again, it's Rivers State. Rivers State has always been an interesting state in the whole country. And I wouldn't even, you know, I wouldn't even want to say this was democracy, full democracy in action. Again, I don't blame them. I just blame the opposition not having its own house in order. Yeah, you could say APC is the cause, but again, it is what it is. APC is not going to help you.
So we are on a very new trajectory, a trajectory of progress, trajectory of successes, and no longer the social club idea that we used to know APC for in Rivers State. No more, no less. That's why we called you. Please help us. Say thank you first to the voters, the eligible voters. Say thank you to the President and Commander-in-Chief.
Okay, I'm not gonna waste my time.
I am highly delighted on behalf of the governors.
Okay, so this is crazy. Now, I don't even know which way Peter Obi wants to go. And I don't even know which way the PDP governors are trying to fix their issues. Because right now, I can tell you for a fact, PDP is becoming a shell of itself. We will no longer tolerate your impunity, PDP governor sets to battle WIKE and his group. Okay, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting. Let's see.
To be here to witness the inauguration of this very important committee in our national history as a party and as a country. The national chairman has spoken very, very well. The pedigree and capacity of the convention committee leadership is never in doubt because they have been doing it, they have done it before, and we believe we will do it very well. The governors are with you, members of this party, and of course, members of this important committee. We are with the National Working Committee. We appreciate the sacrifice they are making. And of course, the way and manner they have brought consensus to bear on the way forward. But certainly time has come when we must flex our muscles. We are not cowards and we are not afraid of anybody.
Okay.
We are capable of navigating this party beyond the shenanigans, beyond the arrogance and impunity of some people. We cannot continue to keep quiet and allow people to take us to the slaughterhouse. That is their job. And our job is to make sure we don't go to slaughterhouse. And we are...
I love that. Our job is that we make sure we don't go to slaughterhouse. So technically, you're on your way to the slaughterhouse. It all depends. You can take a U-turn and you know, get back and yeah, but again, it is what it is. I don't have any iota of doubt in my mind, and I don't have any sympathy for PDP that PDP is going. Yeah. 16 good years. 16 good years. 16 good years. Does the country look like a country that when PDP was in power, they put the country on a path to glory? So now, yeah, you could always say, you know what, yeah, this is what happened, that is what happened, blah, 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 don't blame PDP, that was the good times. No. You've got to know how something did well when you look at the report and also things that come after they leave the office. Again, for all I care, I believe that PDP is reaping, you know, the seed, is reaping the harvest of what they planted. For so many years, 16 years, what did PDP do with power? What did PDP do with security? What did PDP do with tax reforms? What did PDP do with election reforms? What did PDP do with raising people out of poverty? So now, I mean, whatever is happening to that party, to be honest with you, I'm happy. The level of corruption in that party is crazy. It was so bad that at some point, these governors were doing nothing. These PDP governors. Because they had this plan to hold power for 60 years. That was the initial plan of PDP. And they had actually, you know, started to orchestrate and plan everything. How power is going to move from this one to that one, from this region to this region for 60 years. And over time, we saw what happened. So, again,
working as governors and working committee to ensure that the key word is discipline. We will no longer allow or tolerate anybody to take us for granted.
Welcome to Luxury Casino, Ontario's most trusted online casino. Now with the
It has to stop. Enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate any longer. Yes, consensus. Yes, accommodation. But accommodation cannot show stupidity. And definitely, Mr. Chairman, we are with you on this journey as governors. And we will show that we believe in the capacity of the regulator, INEC. We are confident that it is a very virile and good organization, driven by the rule of law. This convention is on course, our party is on course to make sure we have our party. If anybody wants to form a faction of fools, we will allow him to go and do it. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We appreciate it.
I will be active until the end of this assembly, I can promise you. And be assured that the spirit of members of the caucus have woken up to the extent that they know that their party is behind them and they are ready to stand with the party. I wish us success in our next convention. Thank you, sir.
Want to mention the leadership of this committee so that they can come out, the inauguration and the presentation.
On behalf of the National Committee
working committee and neck of our party.
Okay.
And by the powers conferred on me, I hereby inaugurate this committee to be chaired by His Excellency Ahmadu Umar Fintri, a committee of 119 members. Congratulations. Well, you know, this is the symbol
Now is the president
of the National Convention flag. I'm presenting this.
So the committee, the convention, I think is happening in December. They've agreed that it's going to happen in Ibadan. Well, we'll see what happens. But again, WIKE is saying that there are certain conditions that they have to fulfill, even if they want to have the idea, even trying to do the party. The party is in shambles right now. Like all these people here, I don't even know who is really driving, you know, the whole thing at this point. So that's crazy. I mean, PDP used to be this big behemoth where nobody can, you know, pull down. And now they're struggling to even put their foot. They're struggling to stay afloat. Now they still have that deep roots. Okay, they still like after APC is still PDP. They're still very strong. Not even LP. PDP is still very, very strong. Wherever they have that, they are stronghold. They have very, very strong. But again, you know, over time, is a party that never prepared for being an opposition. So they find themselves in an opposition position, and then they don't even know what to do.
Black.
Okay.
Mohammed, my bosom friend, the governor of Oyo, Sheyi Makinde, the vice chairman,
okay. That's fine.
The country, who have trusted and believe in us to lead this convention this time around, after the last one that I've equally chaired in 2022. We know and we're quite aware that a lot of expectation is expected of us and in this convention. And we're bringing into bear our wealth of experience that we have come with in the last convention. And we will even put more and do better to ensure that we give you a credible and better convention in Ibadan.
A lot of this keeps going back to Patty's area of domain expertise, which is this intersection between technology.
We are going to ensure that we deepen more in our assignment, drawing from the constitution of this party to make sure that we create consensus and we reconcile some of our members so that we can go to Ibadan hitch-free and for us to give birth to credible and more better NWC that will see us through to 2027 election. This, I will do it with all humility, but you know also I can do the other way. I want to tell you, every stakeholder in this party is my friend, but I will not place this party or our relationship above this party. I will deliver on my assignment. I will ensure what is expected of me is what is done, and I accept, along with 119 members, this assignment on behalf of our party with all humility. And now I have declared the secretariat open and I have kick-started the work of this convention until we deliver what is expected of us by the 15th of November in Ibadan.
Oh, 15th of November.
Please,
Okay.
I want to urge members of this committee that we are working hard to ensure we break us into subcommittees. Every one of us should make sure you leave your comfort zone, you make sacrifice, and ensure you are always available for every meeting so that we can plan and ensure that we deliver the best, the fairest, and the most credible convention ever, so that we can open a gateway for some of us that have shifted aside, because I still believe there is no ADC in this country. It will soon fizzle away, so long as we get our acts together, so long as we do what is expected of us.
So if you're saying that there's no ADC in the country, I don't understand. What happens to Atiku? What happens to Atiku? Because that's crazy. Like, if there's no ADC, would Atiku be going back to PDP? I actually agree with him on that note that ADC will fizzle. I agree with him on that one. That ADC is, because it's not built on any foundation. And that's why I'm surprised that ELRUFAI will go on, TV and start to talk about, how they're going to take over from Tinubu with ADC. ADC, they don't even have one governor. The only guy that is, I think, an House of Rep member does not even recognize this new set of people. The party doesn't have a structure. It's all messed up, to be honest with you.
Right, and we will still work with them and call them back to this party. And I know also, if we do the kind of magic with which we conducted the last convention in 2022, even the APC will have nowhere than to come back to APC. I mean, to
go back to APC. That's the thing. The body's in PDP, the soul is in APC. APC, we have no choice than to come back to APC. What are you talking about, bro?
PDP. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, they're the same. PDAPC. They're the same party. They're the same. They're the same. I don't like, either of the party. I mean, except for individuals, right? That you support, I don't really like.
Gentlemen, this convention is not chaired by a learned. It's chaired by a credible, a resolute, a fearless chairman.
Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps. Real apps you can build in minutes with Base 44. This
too much of hard, man.
So I want to ask some of us that please, let's respect this party that has positioned us into where we have found ourselves individually in this country. Let us not be taking all our fight to the media. Please, the Secretariat is at Legacy House. It is open, I am open, and I'm ready to accommodate all your fears. Whatever you will ask for. The Secretary of the BOT have said it all. We are not going to stop anybody from contesting whatever position that you deem fit to contest. But then you have to do it with decorum. Come and buy the form. We'll sell it for you. Go and test your mind. Go and test your popularity. And the delegates will be open. If you want, you can start going around the states to do it.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I don't know what happens to that party. Just crazy. Man, it's just crazy. Like, and again, I'm loving it. There was this part, Seun, that I just want to react to before I sign out. Seun. Oh my, what's happening? So So there's been this issue with ELRUFAI. Okay. Yeah. There's been this issue with ELRUFAI, and I think Seun came out when ELRUFAI was talking about payment to bandits and all that. And this was a good submission. Since he left office, ELRUFAI is just an angry man, frustrated man who has failed and disappointed over political events since he left office. So let me listen to this.
The current Kaduna state government for orchestrating that attack. But given your knowledge of both camps, how credible is that claim?
Thank you very much for having me once again. Well, first of all, Nasir El-Rufai is an angry man. He's a frustrated man. He's a man who...
I don't like the picture quality of this. I don't. Let me see. I don't like the picture quality. Let me see if I can get something better. Yeah, because I think he did talk about this yesterday on his own handle. I'm just trying to see if I can get something. No, nothing. But it's not good. Okay. So let me see. I don't want to listen to it on YouTube. Let me just see if I can get something much more. Okay, this is clearer.
Which is
sad.
As a governor of Kaduna, anybody in Kaduna knows about.
I mean, we're talking about a man who was in power for 8 years, and you've just called him an angry man. You have implied that his administration laid the groundwork for this current situation. I have also implied that El-Rufai is now tasting the same medicine he once served others.
It's called karma.
The accusations of political repression during his own tenure. But based on what you had tweeted earlier, do you see any similarities between how he governed and what he now criticizes?
Yeah, wait for it.
Well, he should be grateful that we are in a democracy and freedom of speech is being respected and also being upheld. But in Kaduna State, for the 8 years which he served as a governor, there is no freedom of speech. And if you freely express your opinion critical of his administration, he either threatens you with thugs or threatens you with courts. And I can give you a typical example. Journalists were arrested and jailed for doing their simple work. My dad, Joseph, is from Leadership newspaper. He was arrested and prosecuted for writing a story critical of Nasir's government. Luca Biniat of Vanguard newspaper was arrested and prosecuted for writing reports about Nasir's government. Anthony Jacobson of Authentic newspaper was arrested and prosecuted for
that's a lot of names
for doing his story. Even others who are not journalists, like Mekori, the CEO of Chocolate City, was brought from Lagos and prosecuted in Kaduna. Several cases like this exist. The leaders of Southern Kaduna of Kajuru, local government, when they came to express their anger, frustration over the killing of their traditional ruler, who was the Maiwada, they were arrested and they languished for over a year in Kaduna prison. Islamic clerics from Zaria, who came out to pray against him over the sacking of their members who are members of Nigerian Union of Teachers, he arrested them and took them to the court. I remanded them in Kaduna prison. I was the one who supported the legal team that brought them out of prison. He's not a man who respects the rule of law. In Kaduna State, there have been rulings, injunctions, and judgments given against Kaduna State government. He never respected or obeyed one. There was a ruling given that he should not sack civil servants. He sacked them. A ruling that he should not sack teachers. He sacked them. A ruling that civil servants who were forcefully retired.
Again, just to be fair, and to also put this in context, in terms of civil servant sacking and all of those, again, we just have to be careful. While I don't support, people losing their jobs and all of that, a judge cannot usurp the power of an executive governor. Now, every other thing that I said about El-Rufai, I kind of, okay, fine, that's fine. Oh, he did this, went against the rule of law, went against the injunction and all that. At what point do you think that the judicial system is also overstepping its bound? Because, I mean, except you put things in proper perspective, it might be very difficult, okay, for you to be able to even rule, because any small thing you want to do, there's an injunction. Any small changes you want to make, there's an injunction. Now, that doesn't excuse for what El-Rufai did with respect to, arresting those that are your critics. That's really wrong. And again, I look at El-Rufai and I'm like, all these things pales in comparison to what happened in Southern Kaduna. Because that forever tainted your record in Kaduna. You did well in terms of infrastructure and all that, but that forever tainted you. And now, look at the names Seun is reeling out here. How do you explain that? How do you even explain? How do you start to talk about that? That's crazy. So El-Rufai should kind of, just simmer down a little bit, take a break, and when you come back, possibly you have a very good perspective. Again, he has his own followers, but I don't think that he has this massive cult follower like Buhari or Kwankwaso.
He refused to pay them. So he is not a Democrat. He is not a person that embraces freedom of speech. Now he's even claiming to be a Nostradamus who can predict the elections of the future. Right. But we know that he was a sitting governor in Kaduna State when he couldn't be a good mathematician. He wasn't a good mathematician when Tinubu lost to Atiku. He couldn't be a good mathematician when APC lost all the 3 senatorial seats. He couldn't be a good mathematician when APC lost 9 of the 15 seats to the opposition PDP in the state. Someone who was in power, he couldn't deliver his party, he couldn't deliver his presidential candidate, he couldn't deliver his senators, is today turning into a false prophet of what.
Again, that's not good. You lost your senatorial stuff, you lost 9 seats again, right, to the opposition. I mean, at this point in time, and again, I know he's not really a politician, to be honest with you. I said yesterday he rode on the wings and the popularity of Buhari to become governor. Obasanjo, as much as, I don't see him as an hero, didn't even have, so much nice things to say about El-Rufai. So it's over for him. Politically speaking, I mean, it's over.
All right, Senator. He couldn't even be a good mathematician to predict that his party cannot win the by-election in Zaria and in Chukuna and Kajuru. So he's today trying to predict something.
We'll come to the political angle of that conversation.
Again, that's it. I saw that and I felt like, okay, it's good. It's good about that. Yeah, El-Rufai doesn't understand democracy, what democracy is all about. I fully agree. I fully agree with that. Oh, Shewadegba is 73 years old. Bro, how time flies. Most of these TikTok people won't really know him. I usually hear his name a lot, even though I'm not a football person. Okay.
Of time. El-Rufai is a man who is 65 years old. One should be blessed at his own age and the opportunity he had in life. You were a DG of BP for 4 years. You were a minister for 4 years. You were a governor for 8 years, and you are 65 years old. And the people who are in Kaduna State government now are either in their mid-40s or early 50s. If God has blessed you to have achieved all these things in life, finish as a governor for 8 years, and then instead of you to go and rest and pray for the person you assisted,
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't agree that it needs to go rest. I mean, maybe the other thing, yeah, but not for him to go rest. I mean, if he's still okay and active and agile, yeah, let him. It's a free world, right? You could always do what you want to do. Doesn't really matter.
For him to be in office. Rather, you are seen to be climbing a bus and raising a flag, still campaigning, quarreling and fighting with people who are young enough to be your children and younger brothers. So when you see a man of 65 at that age who has achieved all the things he wants to achieve in life, still on top of a bus, sweating, passing through a market, raising flag, then you know that something is wrong with such kind of person. The tension in Kaduna State is not caused by anything other than such a man who should be grateful for the Lord that has blessed him to sit down. And he still wants to prove a point. And he cannot prove any point here. His time has passed. If he said he has assisted Obasani to be the governor of Kaduna State today, Senator Hunkwi assisted him to be the governor of Kaduna State.
Wow.
Nasiru was never a politician.
I agree.
Structures were established, set up.
Yep.
They brought him from nowhere. He never even contested for a councillor in his life. Hunkwi became his DG, made him a governor of Kaduna State. He demolished the house of Hunkwi. He sent talks after Hunkwi. So if he said Oba has betrayed him, he also betrayed Hunkwi.
What goes
For
around
me,
comes around.
I think the problem is that for such kind of person, he should understand that his time has gone. The election that just took place, this by-election, is an indication that this is not his time. He lost in Zaria. He lost in the central part of Kaduna. He couldn't produce anything. His party was almost even last in the whole table of this performance. Is it not enough for somebody with family, with wives, with children, for him to go back and do other things? When he was a governor, he said when he's out of office, he's going to go back to school. He never went back to school.
Well,
When he was a governor, he said when he's out of office, he's going back to business. He went to Kano and launched a business and never is seen in the field of business. He is still back in politics. If a 65-year-old man is still in politics, struggling for what God has already given him, what is the future of people in their 20s and in their 30s in Nigeria?
Let me quickly come in here. I mean, you're...
Still don't vex. Still Sonny is vexing. Yeah, because he knows what ELRUFAI did to him. But again, it's what it is, right? At this point, I don't expect that, Nasir ELRUFAI, I don't expect him to be this, I'm going to bring down the whole house because I didn't have my way. I mean, this is more like a 3-year-old, fight over cookies. I don't expect that from him at all. At all. I'm telling you, I don't. But I guess he's gonna learn. Because politics is not what you think about. He became a governor on the whims and the popularity of Buhari. That's just what I think. And that's that about that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, at this point, I think I've covered most of the things I want to cover for now. Let me just see. Let me see if there's any major thing trending at this point. Okay, Abike Dabiri. Let me give you more. I too love this year emoji. What's this? Wow. Okay. Let me see this headline. WIKE can PDP governor on coalition crossover convention. Yeah, I know PDP is saying, WIKE is saying that, you're going to meet our conditions. I don't even know what conditions WIKE gave them. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is good. Here's some WIKE and his allies and the PDP under the group eminent leaders and concerned stakeholders have outlined 5 conditions for a valid and peaceful national convention scheduled November 15 to 16, in Ibadan, your state. Ibadan is my hometown, actually. This condition details in a communique issued after a meeting in Abuja on September 1. Retention of zoning arrangement. This group insists the national chairman position must remain in the North Central as per the 2021 convention zoning formula. And opposes any micro zoning. To maintain party stability. Okay. Fresh congresses in Ebonyi and Anambra. They demand transparency and inclusive state congresses in Ebonyi and Anambra aligned with court judgments. Southeast Zonal Congress. A fresh, legitimate Southeast Zonal Congress must be conducted. Recognition of South-South Congress. The outcome of the South-South Zonal Congress held in Calabar on February 22, 2005, validated by a court, must be respected. And Ekiti Local Government Congress, the Ekiti State Local Government Area Congress should be conducted immediately in compliance with the existing court rulings. A group including figures like former Governor Samuel Autumn, Ayofayoshe, Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, and Ezekwezili, and PDP National Secretary, one that failure to meet these conditions render the convention invalid as it would disenfranchise legitimate members. They emphasize that the convention must be anchored on transparency, fairness, inclusivity, and respect for the rule of law to ensure party unity. WIKE also highlighted during a media chat that unresolved internal crisis, not the choice of venue, to prevent the convention from holding, stressing the need to address this issue beforehand. However, PDP governor led by Bala Mohammed have pushed back, asserting that the convention will proceed as planned and that they will enforce discipline against divisive tendencies. Okay, it's their party, it's their problem. I don't even have any dog in this fight. They should keep doing what they're doing. I think WIKE is already, more like a major dissent in that party and is holding everything in lockdown. I don't have any iota of doubt that WIKE is working for Tinubu's re-emergence in 2027. And also, I don't really care what happens to PDP. PDP, when it had power, never remembered the common man. So why would I, common man, have any sympathy for what WIKE is doing to the PDP or what PDP is doing to WIKE? It's up for them. Okay, so that's that about that. Okay, that's WIKE's condition. That's fine. Let me see again. Any major stuff? Let's see. Okay. I saw this, but again, I don't know. I'm not gonna get myself involved in all this. Did you guys see what happened with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, Xi Jinping, and Russia today? Donald Trump has shattered 50 years of U.S. foreign policy, and the world is now more dangerous than ever. Oh, really? It's official. Trump has pushed Russia, North Korea, and even India, the largest democracy, uniting to China's arm. Today, for the world to see Putin, Kim Jong-un, and the main guest at Xi Jinping massive military parade in Beijing, marking the 80th anniversary of World War II by displaying China's rising dominance. This is a geopolitical nightmare. The world's biggest nuclear power are aligning against us. The Americans' alliances are collapsing. Trump isn't just reckless, he's isolating the U.S. and helping create a new axis of power designed to challenge our economy, our security, and our survival. Anyways, my thought about that is this. See, these guys were never your friend. So whatever it is, Russia, China, and North Korea, they're never the friends of the West. So whatever this guy is saying here, I don't even think really holds water. They will always align themselves against the U.S. interests. But that's just me. Okay. I don't know what's happening. All my stuff keeps feeding me U.S. news. I've seen this one. Actually, the real issue is not the fuel. Yeah, I just learned that there's going to be a 5% fuel tax. That's the symptom. The real issue lies in the purpose of the tax. The fossil fuel tax intended to discourage use of fossil fuel and encourage transition to green energy. If that entire policy sentence sounds completely insane, coming from an African country that cannot guarantee 6,000 megawatt reliable for its 200 million, at least thank God now. When we've moved from the 4,000 megawatt stock to now 6,000 megawatt. Hopefully we start saying, oh, if the country cannot guarantee or generate 10,000 megawatts. Before it was like we couldn't even generate 4,000. So there's a 50% bump, which I think is a good thing in the right direction. But again, it's still really, really below what is expected. Not even Bola Tinubu is retarded enough to suggest that people who don't have electricity, running water, and all-weather road should start paying carbon tax as part of the green transition, as if they live in Denmark or California. The instruction came from Washington, D.C. I don't agree with that. I don't think the instruction came from Washington, D.C. Say, because the United States is, at least the current person, living in the White House right now, doesn't favor carbon tax. So again, that wouldn't be an excuse, for you to say it came from Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is even reversing a lot of those green energy. See what happened with Tesla. That was one of the reasons why Elon Musk fought against Donald Trump. So if you're saying that this is a Washington, D.C. policy or instruction, then you might need to back it up. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but I also need to talk about this fuel tax thing before I go. I don't support. I don't know who is doing this. I don't. From January, banks are mandated to report all accounts with monthly transaction exceeding 5 million. Yeah, so when you transfer 10,000, Tinubu will take 50. Now, when you buy 10,000 fuel, from January, tax collected will be 500. That's crazy. That's crazy. Of course, expect Peter Obi to come and wade in. He always likes this issue. When will Nigeria truly breathe? The timely and relevant question is a new 5% tax on all refined fossil fuel sales, including petroleum and diesel, has just been announced by the federal government. That is, Nigeria will pay 5% tax when buying their everyday fuel. This is nonsense. No, this is whoever came up with this policy does not like this administration. Or maybe they do, but they're just retarded. Why would you impose tax on something that is one of your major source of energy? And we just deregulated like a few months ago. This is Peter Obi still talking. Mr. President just yesterday boasted that Nigeria has met its revenue target for the year. Yet instead of easing hardship, the government imposes more burden on Nigeria. Even the so-called alternative CNG has become unaffordable, rising from 230 to 450, while the promised subsidy on the CNG have quietly vanished. If our revenue are truly excessive as claimed, should they not first be used to fund education, healthcare, pulling Nigeria out of poverty? Why tax citizens who cannot even breathe anymore? This 5% fuel tax should wait until Nigeria begins to see tangible improvement. I don't even think you should tax fuel. I know they do tax fuel in other places in the world, but Nigeria, as of now, I don't think you should tax the consumption of fuel. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And you don't want to overly tax people. While I understand that Tinubu is doing a lot of reforms and trying to put things together, we have so much deficit in terms of infrastructure and all that. Why tax petrol? Why? Because it's still the same petrol that will be used in the production of other goods and commodity that you would eventually tax anyways. And I hate tax. As a person, I hate it. I'm not saying you shouldn't tax people, but when it becomes excessive, that every single thing you're going to pay a certain level of tax. The problem is, if this 5% holds, tomorrow is going to be 10%. Next tomorrow is going to be 15. So again, I don't support this. Let me not believe that this is why our influencer was comparing for
2026. Every Nigerian would begin paying an additional 5% tax on every liter of fuel purchased. Oh, you're not aware? Well, now you know. This is part of the new Harmonized Tax Act, recently signed into law by President Bola Tinubu, aimed at restructuring the country's tax system. Now, under this law, anytime you buy petrol, diesel, or any petroleum product, that extra 5% will be added directly at the pump. Now, this means fuel prices, which have already been a major burden on Nigerians since.
So if you have a liter that is like 800 naira, you're going to be paying 40 naira. So that's 840. I think they should scrap that thing or just suspend it indefinitely. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Subsidy removal will now carry an extra cost. For example, let me explain. If fuel currently sells at 700 naira per liter, with the new levy, you'll be paying an additional 35 naira on every liter. Now, for motorists, transporters, and even businesses that rely
pass it over
on generators, this will translate into a significant increase in daily expenses. The government, however, explained that this move is not just about raising revenue, but also about expanding the tax nest in a way that touches consumption, since almost every Nigerian makes use of fuel.
There's no explanation that is, Again, I'm not saying that, that's, how do I put it? I'm not even saying that, this thing is not something that is available in other climes. But at this point in time, I think people should be allowed to adjust to all of these major changes. Okay? And this is old news. How come it's now just, the implementation, I believe. The implementation is now getting much noise out there. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't. Look at this. Look at this. You're going to tax my income and still tax the fuel I buy with the income you already taxed. I beg now. Breaking news. Nigeria will now pay 5%. Starting January 2026. As we're saying, Happy New Year. There's a 5% tax going to the government. Again, I gotta get it. Subsidies gone, refinery is working. Every news from our dear petrol minister has been a gimme. Now 5% tax. Diesel. The 5% tax only depends on inflation, transport costs, and food prices. Since you people are waking up to 5% tax today, I warned about this last month. I know that Tinubu has the highest what's okay. So again, I just think they should suspend this thing. It doesn't even make sense. We're not kicking against the ridiculous tax fees that everybody's talking about. Buy 9,900 fuel. We never even ready for this country, man. Yeah, what's this one saying? Exactly. Like, it's becoming too much. And I don't think, even though, the reforms are important. See, on that passport fee thing, I mean, I'm just indifferent to that one. Okay? I shouldn't, but on this fuel stuff, that's a major stuff. This is funny. Let me hear this guy.
It's a 2014 Honda Accord. 2014. This car, they spit out 278 horsepower. I buy this car 2 years ago when the economy good small. But I just get the information now. According to this newspaper report, say now they're going to charge us 5% for.
V6 uses more fuel than a V4. I don't even advise that you get a V6 in Nigeria at this point.
Any amount where you take for your vehicle starting January 1st. It means if I to fill this tank with 80,000 naira, I will give President Tinubu 4,000 naira. I don't make up my mind. As I talk to you like Lagos, I don't sell the car. I send a lawyer buy him, he don't put a NBA sticker on top, say, now I can't get them now. I have sold this car. After 2 years of using it, I love this car. Those who know me know this car. Now, I don't do a leader to take buy small Camry, 4-plug, because on a V6, where I go take they do manage, and if money not dey pocket, I take do both. Two things. If you see me, they do both for Bini, mind your business. Not be only you know me for social media. If you see me, they trek until I get money to buy that Camry, mind your business. Abi, that one is number 2. Then, if you did similar situation, this economy they show you as it don't they show me now. Be bold enough to take critical decisions as it pertains to your life. What we are doing now is called economic re-engineering. We are cutting costs so that we can take the money and put it in another place. So it's up to you to take this decision. January 1st is the day and a date with the Lord. Thank you and God bless you for another one this morning.
As we're doing Happy New Year, blah, 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 you know, just a 5% slammed price. But it is what it is. Okay, I gotta go now.